Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrow in the Field. And we're off to Ascot this weekend, taking in 3 races from their Grade 1 Betfair Ascot chase meeting before taking our usual trip up to Scotland for the next round of our Football Trixie Battle, top, middle and bottom. Just for fun, everyone. And one of us landed a full house last weekend, and it wasn't Ben, for a change. Racing first though, and off to Ascot we go, starting with the Class 3 Betfair Handicap hurdle over 2 miles, 7.5 furlongs, Joford 1:15. First of our 3 races under analysis this week. Welcome along, Ben, and what do you reckon for the first race of the day, the Betfair Handicap hurdle?
Morning, Tony. Yep, a nice and chunky 17-runner handicap to start show off with.
Lovely.
Just what we love. Love getting stuck into these big handicaps. I narrowed the field down to the following 4. Greyval, Blue Hop, Dubrovnik, Harry, and Striking a Pose. Greyval comes here off the back of a solid second at Fakenham last month. She steps up past 2 mile 5 for the first time here. Looks a move well worth exploring, given how she's been finishing off her recent races. Our trainer, Fergal O'Brien, also holds some solid stats at Ascot with his runners over trips further than 2 mile 5. 8 winners and 4 placed from 33, returning over 32 points profit, 71% above market expectations. So Greyval looks an interesting one here. A Blue Hop comes here off the back of a comfortable win at Doncaster 3 weeks ago. That was his first try over a staying trip, and he stayed the trip really well. Hurdles in the home straight were omitted that day, so even more of a test of a stamina than normal. There's plenty in that run to suggest he could still have improvement to come over staying trips. Also a horse that looks best under the conditions he meets with here. Good to softer, and flat or slightly undulating tracks, where he is 3 wins and a place from 4 starts. The only unknown is the fact he's going right-handed for the first time, but I've not seen anything in his runs that suggests going this way will be an issue. So Blue Hop on my radar as well. The Dubrovnik Harry is one I think it's fair to say hasn't quite fulfilled his early potential. Still lightly raced for a 9-year-old, and I wouldn't be too concerned by his 18-length 5th of 5 last time I had plumped him. Jumped to his right at most of the fences there, and he should be happier coming back to a right-handed track. Also be happier coming back to hurdles. He's not convinced as a chaser in his 2 chase starts. Not all that easy to assess, but could be that he's just not as good as first hoped, and this drop back to a race worth less than 10 grand may be the key. He's a win in 2 places from 3 starts and races worth less than 10 grand. That's the only win of his career, so I can see reasons why he can go close to Dubrovnik Harry. Striking a Pose is the other on my shortlist. He's been out of form since winning at Exeter around this time last year. But he's well handicapped on his best form, and he does have his prime conditions here. Good to softer in the October to February period. A right-handed track over trips shorter than 3 miles and are running from a mark of 130 or less. Where Striking a Pose is 5 wins and 2 places from 7 starts. First time blinkers go on here, and if they spark some life into him, then he has the potential to go well at big odds. An open sort of race, to be honest, but I'm going to take a crack at Blue Hop and Striking a Pose. Both available at double figures, so happy to take a couple of each way swings at them. Blue Hop and Striking a Pose. Tony, what you got for this one?
Good one. I've got GeeGeez in this, Ben, who caught the eye when he was finishing second in November on his second start of the season at Fontwell. He was 10 lengths behind the winner that day, and then he finished second again, beating 1 3/4 lengths in November at Warwick. And he's certainly improving. He improved £8. He's put up £8 for his last effort at Uttoxeter when he beat 8 rivals by 21 lengths. How do you win by 21 lengths? It's in January at Uttoxeter over 2.5 miles as the 100 to 30 at odds of 100 to 30, beating Victoria Milano there. Fergus Gillard was in the saddle. Freddie Mitchell takes £5 off here of the 8 that's been put on for his 21 lengths win in January. GeeGeez for David Pipe there. That's around 10 to 1. and hopefully fingers crossed there. And I'm with you, Ben, with Dubrovnik Harry, who's around 8-1 for Harry Fry and Brian Carver. He's better than his last effort at Plumpton in a Class 3 novice handicap chase. He's certainly better than that, finishing last of 5, beating 18 lengths. He's got good form over hurdles. He's back over hurdles today. Or Saturday rather, and he can improve on his last effort over hurdles when he finished 3rd of 14, beating 2.5 lengths at around 12-1. Johnny Burke was in the saddle that day at the beginning of this February. Beginning of February, 12 months ago. So he's obviously had his training problems as well, Dubrovnik Harry, but hopefully he can improve back over hurdles. He did, he thought he was good enough to run in a Grade 3 handicap hurdle in November of 2023 as well. So he was a kind of improving hurdler then. So hopefully Dubrovnik Harry can nick a place at 8-1. And the other one, Gilles at 10-1 for our 115 race. 225 at Ascot, Ben, is the Betfair Exchange Handicap Hurdle, Class 2 over 2 miles, 3.5 furlongs. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, another competitive handicap here. I narrowed this one down to 3. Altobelli, Classic King, and Jour de Vajon. Altobelli won over course and distance on his last run. He's a horse that seems to run best on a right-handed track. He's 3 wins in 2 places from 5 on right-handed tracks, which included a 1st, 2nd and 3rd here at Ascot. So he does handle Ascot particularly well. And there's also some trainer positives to back up his chances, with Harry Fry holding strong stats at Ascot with his last time out winners, especially over hurdles and fences, and with those that start at 7-1 or shorter. With those types, Harry Fry is 12 winners and 4 placed from 24 qualifiers, so a 50% win strike rate and over 25 points profit. Altobelli meets those stats here, and he looks to hold a strong shout of running another big race at Ascot. Classic King, he's another last time out winner, winning by 6 lengths at Doncaster 3 weeks ago over the same trip he faces here. He's best over trips shorter than 2 mile 4 and off breaks of 21 days or more. When meeting those conditions over obstacles, Classic King is 3 wins and 3 seconds from 6 starts. Gets those conditions here, and he could yet have more to come in handicap hurdles. This is only his 2nd handicap hurdle start, the first being that win at Doncaster last time out, and his mark of 131 still looks a winnable one for him. And Jour de Vajon is the other on my shortlist, and he's another last time out winner in the race. He was a winner at Hereford in the middle of January over 2 mile 4, beating Santos Blue by an easy 6.5 lengths, and that one came out and won the 3 mile hurdle at Newbury last weekend by 2 lengths. So a strong boost to Jour de Vajon's Hereford win. He's not a horse that's had too many tries of these sort of mid-distance trips. This will be only his 3rd try past 2 mile 1, so every chance he's got more so to offer at the trip. The December to February period, that also looks the time to catch him. He's 2 wins in 3 seconds from 5 starts during these winter months. David Bass coming in for the ride for the first time also catches the eye. Since the start of 2023, his record in handicaps for Henry Daly on horses returning off breaks of 42 days or less reads 7 winners and 2 placed from just 16 rides for a 4% win strike rate and over 64 points profit. So further positives there for Jour de Vajon. Those 3 I've just covered, they all appeal to some level, but I'm going to take a swing at the biggest price of the 3, Jour de Vajon. I think he looks overpriced at 12-1 or bigger, especially with 4 places paying with most books. So Jour de Vajon for Henry Daly for me. Tony, what you got for this handicap?
That hasn't worked out, has it? That move, David Bass's move from
Kim
Bailey, that hasn't moved. Even though on the telly they keep saying, oh yeah, it's worked out well for both. It clearly hasn't for David Bass. I mean, the amount of days in the last 14 days he's had 1 ride a day. I mean, he's had 14 rides in the last 14 days. I mean,
yeah, that's really not good for him.
It's clear.
He's a good jockey. He's a real good jockey.
Yeah, I do like him, but it's and when they go on racing TV and say it's worked out for both, it clearly hasn't worked out for David Bass. But good luck to them. Good luck to him. I've got Spirit Danu here, Tapley as well, that I'll be looking at. But the two for me, I'm with you on Altobelli. I think he's pretty solid, his Altobelli, and I tipped him up when he won last time out at Ascot in the handicap hurdle over 2 miles, 3.5 furlongs. He beat 10 rivals that day. I'm sticking with Altobelli, course and distance winner, of course. And also, I won at a bigger price here, Ben, Tin 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 for Fergal O'Brien, who's had a bit of a quiet season so far. He's got Johnny Burke in the saddle, and this fella's certainly better than his runs at Cheltenham last time out in December, finishing 6th of 14, beaten 13 lengths. He did run well in defeat in the Greatwood Handicap Hurdle earlier in November, finishing 4th of 15, beaten 7 lengths. And I've put, I'll just also say very quickly, Ben, that I've put these two up on TalkSport, which I was trolled last week, Ben. I was trolled by Anthony. Bless him, Anthony. Effing useless, he said. Ruined his lucky 15 with my selections last week. The irony, Ben, of being trolled by somebody who does lucky 15s is quite bizarre. A bit of a doylem. But anyway, just thought I'd give you a mention there, Anthony, and thanks very much. Moving on to the 3:37, the Betfair Ascot Chase, the big race of the day, the Grade 1, over 2 miles, 5 furlongs, Ben. 3:37, it's off.
Yeah, Betfair Ascot Chase. Just 6 going to post, but I think it's an intriguing sort of race all the same, to be honest. Last year's winner, Pic Dory, obvious starting place. This will have been his aim all season. 4 wins and a second from 7 starts over Ascot fences. His form over 2 mile 4 to 2 mile 5.5 in chases on right-handed tracks reads 6 wins, 2 seconds and a third from 9 starts. And he is the right favourite for this. The one niggle would be the form of the Nichols Yard. Far from unusual for his runners to dip in form at the start of the year. We all know about his flu jab season. But the concern this year is they seem to be taking longer than usual to come out of the dip. Nichols has won from 29 the last 7 days, 5 from 48 the past 14 days. And perhaps more worrying, I think, is the fact that since the start of December, his Saturday runners are only 5 from 54, 57% below expectation, which is a slight concern given how much Nichols used to dominate the Saturday cards. Now, there might be nothing in it at all. Quite probably won't stop Pic Dory running his race, but it just makes me a little wary of taking a shortest price about Pic Dory.
I agree.
Press, yeah, it's a concern. Leon Presse, next in the market. He's one I'm always happy enough to take on when going right-handed. He has won going right-handed, but on 5 of his 7 starts going right-handed, he's been noted as jumping to his left. Very, very classy horse, but I can let him run without my money on him. Corbett's Cross, roughly the same price as Leon Press. I thought he was a shade disappointing in King George last time out. Doesn't strike me as one that's desperate for a step-back trip. Not on ground that's possibly quicker than ideal either. So happy to watch, see how Corbett's Cross gets on. Blue Lord comes over for William Mullins. Hard to know where Blue Lord is at these days. Beaten out of sight his 2 runs this season. Looked a bit lost since finishing down the field in a 2023 Ryanair chase. A phlegmatic for the Skeltons. It's not good enough to get competitive in this. They'll just be looking to snaffle some easy prize money and keep phlegmatic ticking along. So, with reasons of varying levels to put me off that 5, I'm left with my non-runner from last week's pod, Le Patron, who was pulled from the Denman chase due to unsuitable ground. Should be okay on that score here. He again gets his prime conditions to shoot for. First, second and third run of the season and running away from a very undulating track where Le Patron is 4 wins from 4, and he does already have a Grade 1 on his CV when winning the Henry VIII Novice Chase last season. Is he good enough to win this? I don't know, but I'm willing to take a swing at him around 16 to 1. I think Pic Dory is the most likely winner, but I don't personally want to be backing him at the price, just with that little Paul Nichols form niggle. So I'm taking a swing at Le Patron at 16 to 1, and I'm happy to be wrong at that sort of price. Tony, what you got for this one?
I'm with you all the way, mate. I'm with you all the way, Le Patron. I thought he was a very significant non-runner last week, and it's very significant that he comes out today. I see Paul Nichols, interesting. the spotlight's fallen on his bad form has fallen on Tom Malone, the bloodstock agent Nichols has used to purchase a host of his horses over the last 10, 15 years. It's Tom's fault, not... Tom, you've been replaced by Megan.
Yeah, didn't see that coming.
Best of luck there with that.
I think Megan Nichols was always going to find herself in a prominent role at her dad's yard. It was always on the cards, so yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck to her. I thought she was a very able jockey, mind. I just wish she'd stop trying to be a TV star. Just do what you do best. I mean, she was a very able jockey and obviously knows the game inside out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And should be working in the game, not on the front of camera. But anyway, just thought I'd put that over. We've got, I'm with you on Le Petron. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Very, very pleased to go in at 16-1 on him later on, even though, we've got 6 to aim at, haven't we? I'm going with Corbett's Cross. I'm against Pick Dory as well. Corbett's Cross for Emmett Mullins, Mark Walsh, in the colours of JP McManus. I think he can improve on his Boxing Day run in the King George, finishing 6th of 11, finishing 21 lengths behind Banbridge. Wasn't really run to suit, was it, for a few horses in that, and they all had a few excuses, didn't they? With that Ile Francais taking off like a scalded cat. But he has run well in defeat. Corbett's Cross at Aintree. At the end of in the bowl, he ran well, 3rd of 7 in that, only beaten 2 3/4 lengths. And then in non-seasonal debut at Wexford, he was 2nd of 3rd, beaten 7 lengths behind Hartwood. When he wasn't expected to win that. But I think Corbett's Cross can do Pick Dory tomorrow, and hopefully, fingers crossed, with Le Patron as well. So off we go then. It is next up top, middle and bottom. Here we go.
The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, jeez, he peeps, man.
Yes, it's time for round 27. Top, middle and bottom. An update on the current state of play, please, Ben.
Quite a week last week on top, middle and bottom. Had Dunfermline beaten Aberdeen on Sunday, then my top, middle and bottom would have returned a whopping plus 107 points. But they didn't. So I had to settle for 2 winners and plus 5.74 profit. However, Aberdeen beating Dunfermline was great news for you, Tony, because it gave you a full house and plus 14.59 points profit. Lovely stuff.
Blimey.
Current totals now, me plus 35.30, Tony minus 29.80, but the comeback is on. And on to this week. My top, middle and bottom is top Wraith to beat Partick Thistle at 13-10. Wraith have been solid at home this season. 20 of their 27 points have been gained at Starks Park. They're also unbeaten in 9 against Partick Thistle, and Partick will need to try and change that without the help of their captain and top goal scorer, the God-fearing Brian Graham, who picked up a red card last week. So Wraith Rovers for me in the top section. Middle, Alloa and Kelty to draw at 11-4. Alloa are the draw specialists in League One. They've drawn 10 in their 24 matches. And with both Alloa and Kelty winless in the last 4, hopefully this will be a tight match, ending in a draw. So Alloa and Kelty to draw in the middle. And bottom, Stirling to beat Forfar at 5-4. Forfar have been poor on the road this season. Lost 8 of their 10 away matches. They've won only 1 of them. They've also failed to keep a clean sheet in any of their last 14 matches. That could get worse here because they're facing a Stirling team that have banged in 19 goals in their last 9 matches. So I'm taking Stirling for the win here, giving me a top, middle and bottom of top Wraith, middle Alloa and Kelty to draw, and bottom Stirling. Tony.
What were them goals, Sterling?
19 goals in their last 9 matches.
Jesus. I've got them to draw. Race to beat Patrick, I'm with you there. Partick, rather, at 13-10. I'm with you on that one, mate. Cove to beat Annan Athletic at 4-5 is my middle one. I've got Sterling to draw with Forfar at 12-5.
Stranger things have happened in Scottish football. So,
blimey, that goal's 19-9.
I mean, it's not great, but it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, is that, mind? All right, it's many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing Podblast. Very best luck with your bets at Ascot this weekend. You can catch me on 3B's Radio Breakfast Monday to Friday. You can catch more from Ben on narrowingthefield.co.uk. Thanks again. Have a lovely weekend, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers to it.